So hi everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel Fitness Fit Computer Geek. In the last lecture of C programming course, I have discussed with you some of the coding example and function. Now in this lecture, I will define one new topic, that is storage class, which is sort of significance in your code while designing some recursive function, or sometime if you learn about recursion. Okay, some of the program when you write it, it will be helpful. Okay, just remember this 2 to 3 points which I will discuss it in this lecture. Okay, which will be helpful in writing some code, better understanding of coding. Okay, every coder must learn these basics about storage class. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's begin. Okay, so we'll discuss about storage class. Okay, so what is a storage class? So if you remember in the second lecture of C programming course, I have discussed with you something like identifier. If you remember it, identifier. So identifier. So what is this identifier actually? Okay, suppose you write here int in some variable like this. Okay, or you write something like suppose we write int some function, int b some function here. Okay, by using parenthesis. So this is one way. Then so suppose you write int a int b some function, and I didn't yet discuss with you till now, but let me just give you some brief what we will discuss in our upcoming lectures. So suppose one of them is struct keyword. Okay, you might not be understanding it, but just for sake of completion, I'm saying you that. Okay, so try to remember this thing only. Or something called as C in C, like structure. Okay, so structure a something, or union sometime. Okay, union u1 something like that. So all of this is what these are all called as identifier. Okay, so you might be wondering, whenever I discuss declared these variables or declared function or declared structure or declared union, so where are those variable are going to be stored? Okay, you need something in our if this is our code, suppose, and this is our process. So whenever I told you that some brief introduction, that whenever something we created, whenever our file of dot when I compiled a forward, and then when obj file is created, then something like this is created in our system. Okay, so let me give you the structure of this, what it contains. So first of all, it will something roughly divided into 4 part. Okay, so first part will be, this is for first part, then this is our second part, and this is third and fourth part. Okay, so first part contain our OV file. Suppose our file is example.c. Okay, so it will contain our OVV file, sorry, object file, not OVV file, .o, and here itself it is called a data section. Okay, this is called a data section, where all our variable are actually, most of the variable we define here are declared. Okay, data section. Okay, and this is you can consider it is growing downward and it is growing upward. Okay, so most basically our stack grow upward. Okay, some general term. Okay, it can be varies from system to system. So it is stack section. Okay, and it is heap section. Okay, we will discuss about a heap section when we will discuss about some data structure and tree data structure. Their help heap will be find useful. Okay, so now for just sake, so it is actually our process. Okay, so $1 question is that how this variable, whenever we declare this variable, how this will stored in our process, or the process created, or the space created for our variable. So most of our local variable, some variable are called as local variable, some are global variable. Okay, so understand this thing. A global variable means it is applicable to entire world, like something like which is applicable to entire world. Like for example, earth is rotating, so the rotating part will be visible in and around all the world. So it is a global phenomenon. Okay, and what is local phenomenon? Suppose night is happening at US and day is happening at India. So these are only local term. Okay, only the night is happening at US and not in India, and the day is happening in India and not in US. So these are local. So something like that. We have global variable and local variable. I will come into this. Okay, later. Don't worry about this. So global variable and local variable. So these are two type of variable, global variable and local variable. So actually global variable are actually stored in data section. Okay, I will come into this. These are stored in data section, and let me use different pen. So global variable are actually stored in data section. Okay, this part is constant, no one can modify this part. Okay, and local variable are generally stored in stack section. Okay, so whenever some variable are declared. Suppose let me draw here. What is the stack actual structure? So this is suppose our stack. So suppose our variable a local variable, and it is stored here. Then another, then the function will grow, and the control flow will go into the different part of the code, and there you find another variable declared, which is local variable. So it will stored in the stack itself. Okay. So suppose this is come under some block. Okay. Suppose this is one block. Okay. So these are all come under one block. So these are all stored in this block. Whenever the control is go into this block, the stack will start to fill according to the while control going down the block. Okay. So a and b, something like that function. Okay. And everything will created in the stack itself. Okay. So after this, whenever you execute all the lines here, suppose something here, and whenever you encounter the close curly braces here, which is indicate the end of the block, will just pop out all the variables. So in this way, the local variable, scope, you can say, is only within the block. Okay. So because every block have its own stack. Okay. So in a similar means, local variable are stored in stack and global variable are stored in data section. So what are local variables and what are global variables, I will discuss in very shortly. Okay. So hope you understand what are identifier here, and how our program is divided into 4 different sections. Whenever our code is converted into object file, it is basically divided into 4 sections. Okay. So hope somewhat is I made you some clear point about here. Okay. So now moving on, let me see some point now. So let's see the point now. Okay. So identifier or name refer to the variety of things. So okay, I have defined you that. That's function call can be tags of structure, whatever you see in the struct keyword in the last slide, these are all. So structure, and we discussed about some unions and enumerations. Okay, I haven't discussed it yet, but it's not so much useful, but you'll find it out. Whenever I encounter some program, I will explain you there. Okay, don't worry about it right now. Okay, the member of structure. Okay, I have also not discussed. We don't need to remember this point. Okay, now till now, then type of name something are an object. Remember this thing, only object. They are generally called as object. Okay, which I will discuss it with you in some point. So you understand it, what are identifier and what are keywords. Keywords are reserved words. Suppose int a, you cannot use, suppose I write here int a, but int cannot be used as variable name. Remember this, this is keyword. Okay, always remember that keywords, these are reserved word. Okay, you cannot use it as variable name, and these are identifier. Okay, so variable name are actually a object, so it is identifier, the variable name here. Okay, these are objects, so this is and comes under identifier. Okay, identifier, these are actually variable and these are constant. Remember that in that way, in a vague manner. Okay, so these are identifier. An object, sometimes called as variable, is a location in storage, and its interpretation depend on 2 main attributes: the storage class and its type. Okay, so whatever I explained in the last slide, that object sometimes called variable is a location in a storage. So how the identifier we define will gonna stored in our storage, which are defined for a process whenever the our code is converted into .o file. Okay, or object file. Okay, so how we gonna interpret it depend on the 2 main attribute, that is storage class of defined and its type. We will discuss about the type in some other lecture when I will discuss it to you, the structure and union part. Okay, so leave it for now. So just focus on storage class itself. Okay, so the storage class determine the lifetime of storage associated with the identifier value. Whatever type determine the meaning of the value found in identifier object. Okay, so storage class define the lifetime of a storage, means whatever the variable you declared, whether it is its lifetime or the scope belong to the block or entire program or entire system. Okay, so these are known as storage lifetime of the variable. Okay, so lifetime is means what, if you define something, how long gonna stay on your program, for how much time. Lifetime, you understand it in generic term, understand the variable in variable perspective also. So what is lifetime? Okay, so it is associated with the identifier object. So whatever variable we declare, suppose we declare int a, suppose you declare int a here, so int a here, so these are identifier object. Okay, this is actually identifier object. Okay, variable name is also called object, you have seen here. Okay, if you remember this, so object is sometimes called as variable. Okay, remember in this C perspective. Okay, object mean different in C++ and Java. Okay, I'm not going into that. Most of the programmer who are coming from Java and C++ might be get confused with the object. Okay, so don't get confused. In C perspective, object is only merely a variable name. Okay, so this is identify object. So suppose I use here some keyword like static. Suppose I declared it as static. So whenever I declared it is static, this value will automatically stored it. We made this value explicitly static. Okay, I will discuss with you what is explicitly and what is implicit declaration and explicit declaration and implicit declaration. Implicit declaration means we didn't forcefully define any variable what type of storage class it will have. So if you declare it explicitly here that static, so this variable become static. Okay, so then it will only store it data section. Okay, data section of our process which we have discussed here there data section. So implicit declaration. So what this line said is storage class determine a lifetime. Okay, so lifetime of object associativity. So what is the lifetime of this variable which is defined by the storage class? Okay, so static is one of the storage class. I will come into this later. Okay, so just for information sake, understand this. Okay, so now moving on. So now seeing some more point. Okay, so there are two types of storage class which I will discuss. There are two types of storage class: automatic and static. Okay, so remember this point that storage class. What is storage class does? So we have seen in last slide that storage class actually define the lifetime of identify object. Okay, so what do you mean by lifetime? I discussed is there. The lifetime means whatever the scope of the variable, for how much time the variable gonna alive in the program or in the system or entire entire block, something like that. Okay, so this is known as storage class, and these are two type: automatic and storage. So automatic objects are local to the block and are discarded on exit of the block. So what does this mean? It means whenever a block is defined, suppose some block is defined. Okay, some block is there. Suppose this is some block where we have some variables, okay, int a, but it implicitly defined here. Remember the point here, we are not using any keyword here. Okay, like static, global, something external. Okay, we will come into this later. So suppose there is some variable defined here and some few line on code, printf statement, something like that. Okay, just I'm giving you an example. Okay, so this is one block. Automatic object are local to the block, means whatever this is the block, this is the beginning of the block and this is the end of the block. So whatever object we define inside this block will only reside whenever the control passing through this block. Whenever the controller exit in this block, okay, so somewhat control come here, then this variable become dead. Okay, or its lifetime is over. Okay, so what do you mean by this lifetime is over? This means this variable scope has ended. Okay, or its lifetime has ended, so its only lifetime belong to this block only. Okay, this block so are discarded on exit from the block. So it means whenever we exit from this block, the control move into this part of the code, then this code is variable are dead and you cannot use here. Okay, so you cannot write printf in different block. Okay, so suppose this is the beginning of different block. So this is suppose the beginning of different block. So whenever we write printf a here, it will show error. Okay, it will show error. It will be show you error. It will show you error. Why? Because its scope is the variable scope is already dead here in this block. So suppose this is block 1. Okay, so it is ended in block 1 itself, and this is block 2. So there it will show error. Okay, if you try to print a variable or if you try to use the variable in different blocks. So why does so it is actually automatic object are actually local variable. Okay, which we will discuss in C++ Java. Some of you, if you have the background of them, already knowing this thing. Okay, so local variable are actually defined under stack of variable, whichever I have told you, stack. Okay, so suppose stack. So whenever this block is executed here, so coming out of this block means what? We are just popping out this block. Okay, just popping out this block, and another block come into this. So another block come into this. So the variable a declared is in the variable a declared in this block itself. That is b1 block. That was b1 block. So whenever this is block, this popped out from our system, then its lifetime is its existence get eroded from the system. Okay, so if we begin our block 2 here, we cannot use a variable here. Okay, we cannot use it. So I will show you in the programming example also if you are not getting it right now. So just leave it from now. Okay, after completion of this, I will give you some program here of if this possible in this lecture itself, or I will make some another video. Okay, so don't worry about it if you're not getting it. I just try to explain you in a theoretical manner or a conceptual view so that you might have understand. But some of the viewer might not be understand by using concept itself. They need examples and codes. That's why I will make show you the coding example also. Okay, so don't worry about it. Now moving on. So declaration within a block create automatic object if no storage class specification is maintained or if the auto specified is used. Okay, so declaration within a block create automatic object. So whatever I said told you that if you implicitly define a variable inside the block, okay, so what we were doing in the previous previous I write up that this was block 1, okay, and we had defined a variable here. So we are defining the variable here. So what we are doing here, if the variable declared here, okay, declare within a block, create automatic object. So it is automatically become an automated object. So automatic object are actually local variable in naive way. Okay, in different programming language these are not local variable. Okay, so these are locally created, and where these are stored, these will be stored in stack section. Okay, so if no storage class is mentioned, so I have told you that this is implicit declaration of the variable here. Implicit, okay, if you're getting it, implicit declaration. So if suppose I use here, suppose is it already an automatic variable, or you can use here auto keyword also to make it automated. Okay, this is explicit declaration. Okay, so auto keyword are used. So now it was already local variable. So using auto, it's there will be no change because it will already is local variable, and auto keyword are used to make a variable identify as an storage class of local variable. Okay, hope you're getting it. So instead of auto, so one point here is instead of auto I have declared static here. So what will it make? Static or extend. Okay, I will discuss it later, so don't worry about it. So static, if I use static here, so its scope changes. Now this variable not is automatic variable, although it's declared under a block. You know that automated variable are local to block here, but now if you explicitly declared it as an static identifier, so it will no longer be automated variable. It will treat it as global variable. Okay, global or static variable. Okay, so where the global or static variable is stored, they are stored in data section. Okay, if you remember this, the first diagram I have shown you, data section. Okay, so because of this storage network structure, we cannot modify it whenever we go out of the block. So try to now in this case, if you try to access this variable, okay, printf, suppose we want to print up this variable. So whenever you try to do it, it will not show any error. Okay, so this is correct. Actually this is correct. Okay, there is no error. Why? It is stored in data section and no one can modify it, okay, unless you explicitly define something. Okay, so because of that, it's not declared in the stack itself. So whenever this block ended, whenever it suppose it pop out in a block, so variable is not declared inside stack. Why? Because static keyword is it is now declared in data section. Because of that, its impression remain itself throughout entire program. Okay, which we'll see it after some time. Okay, so hope it is something clear to you. Okay, if it not clear to you, I will make some one video, separate video in coding example. Okay, so you can watch it there. So now moving on. So object declared register are automatic and are stored in fast register of a machine. If the object is declared register, the unary and binary operator unary and operator may not be applied to it explicitly or implicitly. Okay, so what this line say? Object declared register are automatic. Okay, so object declared within register. So suppose we write something like that. Okay, so suppose register is what a register, hope you know it. So suppose you write register here, so it will make the variable to be stored in register itself. Okay, so what is register? Okay, if you know the memory hierarchy, so first of all this is our, okay, let me give you that, don't worry about it, I will explain it everything here. Okay, so this is suppose our CPU and something defined inside the CPU, and this is processor itself. So this small bits, something bits, these are very costly, so these are known as register actually. And after this, there is some cache can be there, cache memory. This is my memory hierarchy actually. Okay, so this is cache here. There can be multi-layer of cache, which I am not going into this section, which is beyond the scope of this topic. And then after cache we can have our main memory or RAM. After main memory we can have our secondary memory, okay, or hard disk. This is our memory hierarchy actually, okay, which you might have studied. So whenever which is memory hierarchy, this is first level, this is second level, this is third level, and this is fourth level. Okay, so whenever we go from left to right, suppose this is left to right, so our space increases. Okay, space increases, and speed decreases. Okay, speed decreases, our space or memory increases. Okay, so hope you're getting it. This is memory hierarchy part. Okay, this actually come under CO, but I have discussed with it because we need some basic here. So what does this line say? So any problem stored in fast register of machine. If so, it is not possible every time to call your register by using any code itself, using the register keyword, because these are very busy part of the program. Okay, so CPU might not give us the access of this register easily, but somehow if you get it, then these variable which are declared in the register keyword are always automatic or local variable. Okay, we hope you getting it now this point, what the point say here. So what the last line say there. So if an object is declared register, the unary and unary operation are not applied to it. Okay, so we cannot apply some unary operation. What are unary operations? Suppose what is binary operation? Suppose we have some we use keyword here. So suppose register int x something. Okay, so this is storage class register is used. So because of this variable is stored in register of our system, and so if you try to do this, okay, suppose unary operation, let's try to increment this. We have discussed about unary operation in some lectures. So it is not allowed. Okay, not allowed. Unary operations are not allowed. So hope you are getting it. For any operator defined on it, not applied. Okay, so now moving on. Now let's see the last point. Static object may be local to a block or external to the block, but in either case retain their value across exits from and re-entry to function and block. So what does this line say? The storage object may be local to a block or external to all blocks. So what does this mean? That it can be local to a block, okay, or external to all the block, or can be external, okay, which I explained you in previous slides. But in the either case, retain their value across exit from the re-entry to the function or block. Okay, so hope you are getting it. What is this line trying to say? That so static variable may be local to a block. Okay, so block, this is block, or maybe local to entire function. So whenever something is declared in static, remember this point, that it will always be stored in data section of our code. Okay, so because of that, its value it retains its value across the exit from re-entry into function. Okay, so this type of static is generally used for designing the codes, like suppose you have to count the how many times a function is recalled. Suppose it is actually in the recursion part. Okay, so which is in data structure. So whenever I discuss with you recursion, where I will discuss with you how the function are called, how we can keep count of how many times function are called, because by the use of this static keyword. Okay, there we will understand its uses. Okay, so hope you are getting it. So you might be thinking, why I am doing this, why I am declaring this static or external or automated or register. So it will be useful in some point of your time. I've told you earlier that whenever you write some code here, it will be helpful there. Okay, so try to try to make a concept in your mind how these variable are accessible and how it's actually physically stored. Okay, so now moving on. Within a block, including a block that provide the code for a function, static objects are declared with the keyword static. Okay, so it's which I have already declared you that. So if you want to make anything any variable explicitly static, then you will use the static keyword. So within a block, so if you want to declare a variable within a block, okay, which you have declared here, that static value can be also inside a block. So within a block, you have to use, if you want to make this variable a static one int a, suppose if you want to make this variable a static one, you have to explicitly use the keyword static here. Okay, so, which I have discussed already earlier also. So otherwise, if you don't use it, then preference will go to the local variable or automated variable. Okay, so preference will always go to automated variable. Okay, so hope this point is clear to you. If not is clear, if you still have some doubt, be patient for my next lecture, where I will give you the coding example there. Okay, so just keep it into theoretical part itself here. Some of you might be getting it, some of you don't. I know it. Okay, so don't worry about it. Just bear with me for some time. Now next point is the object declared outside all block that at the same level as function definition are always static. Okay, so what does this mean? Suppose we define some block here. Okay, suppose this is main block here. Okay, main block, and you $1,000,000 question is how you gonna identify that this is static or global variable. I will show you that also on a coding example. Okay, don't worry about it. So main function, so suppose before main we declare some variable here, okay, int a something. So this variable will treated a static one, okay, not local one. This is static and its lifetime will be entire program. Okay, so hope you are getting it. So object is the outside block. So suppose this is main block, okay. So if something declared outside a block, it treated a static one, okay. This is mean by this definition, okay. Remember these points. So now moving on. So there may be made local to a particular translation unit by use of static keyword, okay. This give them internal linkage. So what does it mean? It's actually mean the, you know, whatever I declared here, that so they may be made local to a particular translation unit by use of static keyword. Sometimes it can be made local, okay. So which will comes under internal linking. So actually an internal linkage is a part of compiler design or operating system. So I will not discuss it here, okay. It will become very tedious and some of you might not get it. So just forget about this point, think that this is a redundant point. So now let's go. They become global to an entire program by omitting an explicit storage class or by using the keyword extend, okay. What this point say, that they become global to entire program, okay. So which I have given you the example here. Suppose this was the main block, okay. So if you might have forgot it, this is our main block, okay. Suppose, so if we declare anything outside this main block, it's treated as a global variable, okay. If you don't write anything, it will be treated as global. So and if you write here extend variable here, so it is providing an explicit definition of this global variable, okay. So we will explicitly define it using the extend keyword to define a global variable. Remember this point, okay. This command external linkage, again this is part of operating system. Internal linkage, external linkage, okay, which we'll discuss later. So for some time, for now only, just remember that the whatever variable declared outside a function is treated as global one with implicitly no keyword are used, and if you use some extend keyword, it can be defined global inside a block here, okay, inside block also. So suppose you define inside this block extend keyword here and define some variable, okay. So it will be treated as global one, okay, global one, okay. Hope it is clear to you. So now moving on. So this is one of the, you know, summary of what we have discussed till now, okay. That, you know, storage class can be of two types. Number one is automated and number second is static, okay. So it's automated is somewhat local variable and static is somewhat, you know, global variable, okay. So try to remember this point. So what is keyword used here? Auto keyword we have seen here, local variable or auto keyword, and suppose we want to store it in registered keyword, it's also become automated variable. It's become an automatic variable. So registered keyword and the auto keyword comes under the automatic one, okay. So we have seen that static variable or extend variable are defined to make it globally so that it is stored in data section. So one more point is, remember that these are stored in data section itself, data section, and they are stored in stack, okay, stack or register sometime, depending on the keyword you are using, okay, stack or register, okay. So hope it diagram is clear to you, okay. So now moving on, okay. So this is last point about this lecture, okay. So bear with me. Some of you might be, it is very difficult to you know, keep concentration because of sometimes it's somewhat theoretical to you. I am not giving any coding example, okay. So might be confusing to you. So just bear with me, okay. Understand it very carefully. Just what is in a slow motion. If you don't get it or watch the lecture 3 to 4 times, you will definitely understand this, okay. And if you still don't get it, I will give you the coding example in next lecture, okay. If none is given, suppose none is given means what? No variable I use, no static, extend, auto, or register are not, and any of these are not explicitly defined here. So what we'll do? What are the rules that will apply here, okay. So first rule is object declared inside a function are taken to be auto, okay. So automatically if you some variable is declared inside this block or function, okay, so it will treat it as auto. Suppose there's a variable and nothing is mentioned here, so it will automatically become a, you know, automated variable, okay. Hope you're getting it. So I'm mistakenly saying automatically at automated every time, please correct it, okay. So it is automated variable and function declared within a function. So what does this mean? Suppose this is fun1, it will generally use a recursion part, okay. You will understand it whenever I discuss it recursion. So I think it is better to discuss recursion in the C programming itself, okay. So whatever you say, please comment and please give your review in the comment section, okay. I will do accordingly. So suppose this is function1 and this is function2, which is defined within a function. So this function will consider that, you know, global variable is a extend, okay. Remember this. These are always global. So its scope it will be entire program, okay. So function declared this function is always treated as global or extend, okay. So object that and function that are declared outside a function are taken as static. Okay, so what does this mean? Suppose this is function and the variables declared here itself. Okay, so suppose in sigma something like that. So this is outside function, so it is static. Okay, with external linkage means what? It will scope it entire program. Okay, so just from now just leave this word. Okay, you don't need it. Okay, so now moving on, let me now just give you one table which will declare the summary of whatever I've discussed till now. Okay, and after that we will terminate this lecture. Okay, so this is the table. Okay, just try to remember this table. If you don't understand anything, just remember this table itself. Okay, so this could I could help you for now. Okay, so whenever you go in coding it, you will understand it definitely, don't worry about it. Okay, first time it is always harder for you, but you have to put some effort in it. Okay, so storage class in C. So what is storage class we discuss here? Automated, auto variable, extern, static, register. So what is storage? I explained to you that auto variable is stored in stacks, and extern is global variable or static. So this is data segment, and static, static is also defined in data segment, and register is defined in CPU register, which also come under CPU register. And what would be initial value? So this is the point to be noted, which I have not discussed, which I will be giving you, which I will explain you via coding example. Okay, so remember that automated variable always give garbage value, means something like that, xx1 some variable. Okay, xx1 to a something like that, and external variable will always have 0. Okay, and static will also have 0, and register will give the by default value is garbage. Okay, so we will define it in a coding example, or you can check it out yourself also, that write something, declare some variable using this register and print this value and see what this value is printing, and didn't assign declare some variable using register keyword and didn't initialize the variable and just print the variable. Whatever you get will be the initial value of that variable. Okay, and that storage type. Okay, so it will also give garbage. So understand this, remember this part. And what is scope? It is very important part. So auto are always within block, so global. Okay, these are written within block, but it can also be made it global. Okay, and within block, register within block. Okay, definitely. So life expectancy, or life expectancy means when this life will end of the variable, when the life of the variable will end. So end of the block. So end of the block. Okay, so till end of the program. Okay, till the program is end, the variable will remain. It will be alive for the entire program. Okay, so also static is same also, and these two are end of the block. So these two, correct these two and these two. Okay, I also give you the the diagonal representation. Okay, so now moving on. So that's all. Thanks for watching. In the next lesson I will show you the coding example of here. Okay, so from now just watch it 2 to 3 times, watch the lecture 2 to 3 times more, and I will discuss it soon about the coding lecture. Okay, but there whatever your doubt remain will get clear. Okay, and after that I will introduce you the next topic, which is very important topic. This array, which will be helpful to you understanding the pointers and everything, structure, everything. Array is used everywhere. Okay, in C programming. Okay, so thanks for watching. See you soon.